who is the author of that document?
As answered po, Your Honor.
The presiding officer would like to remind the witness to kindly avoid making a ruling for and behalf of the presiding officer.
Pasensya na po, Your Honor.
But the gentleman would have been correct. The presiding officer would have said the same thing. Thank you for saving me the trouble. But try to avoid that.
Now, yesterday, you identified an unsigned and unnotarized document which allegedly pertains to an affidavit of Arturo Las Cañas. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you know, is this the same Las Cañas who appeared before the Senate in 2016 and 2017?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in fact, this is the same Las Cañas who was charged by the Senate panel led by then Senator and still Senator Panfilo Lacson with a recommendation for perjury. Is he not?
Hindi ko po nabalitaan yung kung sinarge siya ng perjury. But if it's on record, then the answer will be yes.
All right. Well, he was, or maybe we can confirm it later with Senator Judge Lacson. But, and this perjury was committed during a Senate committee hearing, if you know only.
Well, siguro po doon natin na lang ilagay doon sa affidavit po na nabasa ko.
No, the only question is the perjury. If you know only that the perjury that was recommended for charging
Your
Las
Honor?
Cañas.
I have no personal
I'm not yet done,
knowledge.
Your Honor.
I think...
Your Honor, the witness is incompetent to answer that
If
question.
he knows,
Counsel, I
asked
think the
Your Honor.
witness already said that he's not aware of it, but that if it is on the record, then most likely it is true. That was the response of the witness earlier.
All right, I'll just move on to a new point. Now, allow me to read a statement of Senator Lacson, and then I'll ask questions thereafter.
May we request, Your Honor, that the witness be confronted with a document if I think the defense is reading from a document?
Yes, Your Honor. We will provide
The
the hard
guidance of the
copy.
witness, Your Honor.
We will provide the hard copy, and then we'll also show the soft copy on the screen, Your Honor.
Assisting counsel is authorized to approach
All right. I will read.
from both parties.
I will read and I quote Senator Lacson. Ang may papayo ko lamang kay SPO3 Las Cañas, kung ang layunin ng inyong quote-unquote extrajudicial confession ay mapanagot sa ilalim ng batas si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at iba pang personalidad, marapat lamang na maliban sa inyong salaysay, may maipakita ka pang bukod at ibang ebidensya. Kung wala, ay maaaring masayang lamang ang oras ng mga tao dito dahil baka walang kahihinatnan ang isinasagawa nating pagdinig sa araw na ito laban sa sino mang mga taong idinadawit mo. Are you aware of this statement by Senator Lacson against Las Cañas?
Ngayon po, nabasa po.
You're aware
nabasa
now.
ko po.
All right. At any rate, you mentioned yesterday that you did an open source investigation to obtain the Las Cañas document, correct?
That is correct po, sir.
But to be candid, was it just Google search?
Hindi po.
Are you at liberty to disclose what method you used in that open source investigation?
We were provided, dito po nagsimula yan, we got hold of a copy of the affidavit of Arturo Las Cañas.
With the permission of counsel for the respondent, the chair will allow the intervention of Senator Judge Lacson given that his name was mentioned, in fact, not only alluded to but mentioned by counsel for respondent. Senator Lacson is recognized to give a manifestation.
Thank you for allowing me to interject. Maski hindi naayos sa unan yung pahayag kanina. Kasi ang worry ko, pag inupuraw ako doon, interpellate ako ni Senator Lapid. So, having said that, anyway, levity aside, Mr. Presiding Officer, basahin ko lang yung portion ng committee report kasi I chaired the Committee on Public Order when we investigated the EJK. And indeed, I will confirm that Arturo Las Cañas retracted and changed his testimony. No? After several hearings, nag-retract siya. But hindi po ako nag-file ng perjury. Gusto ko lang i-correct yun. Ang recommendation po sa Roman numeral number 6, recommendations, part po ito ng committee report. Ano? In view of the foregoing, the committee recommends the following. One, amendment of the revised penal code to increase the penalty for the crime of perjury. Yun po yung context na dahil committee report ito, nagre-recommend ako na i-amend yung revised penal code, particularly sa krimen ng perjury. Pero gusto ko lang i-correct na hindi ako nag-file ng perjury. Thank you.
for that
The
clarification.
manifestation is noted. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
But at your at liberty to disclose who searched for that Las Cañas document.
Ito nga po, yung pong dokumento, we got hold of it. Sabi nga po natin, meron po kami mga tinatawag na amin pong mga informants at mga source. It was provided to us. Nung ibinigay po sa amin to, hindi naman po ibig sabihin ay amin kaagad itong paniniwalaan. At tama po kayo.
That's okay. I can ask subsequent questions regarding to that. So actually, my question is, after you had obtained this document, did you subpoena Las Cañas to verify the contents of those documents?
Hindi po, sapagkat he is nowhere to be found.
That's enough. So without verification, you decided to believe the contents of the document that you obtained?
Again, ibabalik ko po ron sa 5 nating factors. Isinama lamang namin po ito, isa dun sa mga factors na sinasabi po natin, yung pattern of violence na tinatawag. At doon po, doon sa paragraph 270, sinasabi nga po na may kinalaman sa extrajudicial killing si dating Mayor Sara Duterte at in fact, sabi pa nga niya, huwag nyo nang barilin, kidnapin nyo na lang. Pero bago po kami dumating doon sa punto na gamitin yun, tingnan na po namin yan.
Alright. Sorry to interrupt you. So the short answer to my question is yes.
Pakiulit po yung
Alright.
tanong ninyo.
The question is, did you decide to believe the contents of the document without verifying it with Las Cañas?
Yun nga po yung sagot po, hindi
Yes.
kaagad. Kaya po ikinikwento ko nga kung paano po namin nagamit yun.
Alright.
So hindi po kaagad namin pinaniwalaan.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I just manifest that the defense is actually misleading already the witness. He kept on raising the question, did you believe right away? When as a matter of fact, the witness is explaining.
Your Honor, I never meant sorry.
Counsel,
with all due
kindly
respect.
let the lead prosecutor finish.
The witness has been saying that he did a lot of things after receiving the affidavit of Las Cañas, to the extent of going over the 5 factors that he testified to yesterday. But after that first question, so that means yes. The defense said yes. To his question, did you believe to that right away, to that affidavit? The position of the witness, Your Honor, is no.
Short
Because-
rejoinder, Your Honor.
Actually, asked
and
and answered by the witness. That is his response, counsel for respondent, to your question.
Yeah.
Move on, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. We are satisfied with that answer. But another follow-up question. So without verifying it, sorry.
That's misleading, Your Honor.
Allow him to finish the question, counsel.
just on
What
the
is the
point-
pleasure of Senator Judge
Yes.
Cayetano?
Just on your ruling, may be clarified because the question was, pinaniniwalaan mo ba? Ang sagot niya, hindi ka agad. So counsel was asking for yes or no. I just want to be clarified. Hindi pinaniniwalaan agad, does that mean afterwards pinaniniwalaan mo na or never mo pinaniniwalaan? Just so that the record is clear. Just that clarification.
Thank you, Senator Judge Cayetano. Alan? Witness will please answer.
Yes, Your Honor. Kaya ko nga po ikinikwento yung buong pangyayari para po makita kung paano po kami dumating doon sa punto na ginamit po doon sa pattern of violence yung pong affidavit na ito.
So, liwanagin ko po Director Matibag.
Opo.
Hindi nyo agad pinaniwalaan nung simula, pinadaan nyo rin sa inyong SOP sa investigasyon, kalaunan, pinaniwalaan na ninyo at sa ngayon, pinapaniwalaan po ninyo yung nakasaad dun sa dokumentong yun.
Kalaunan po, ito ay ginamit na namin na isa sa basehan po doon sa pattern of violence pagkatapos po namin idaan sa proseso po.
So, pinaniwalaan nyo na,
Sa
pinanghawakan nyo na, kumbaga.
Sa ngayon po, tama po, Your Honor.
Okay.
And pinapaniwalaan yun without issuing a subpoena to Las Cañas and clarifying the matter with him.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
It's a different question, Your Honor. We're already at this point.
Witness may answer.
Pakiulit po.
So, you mentioned na pinapaniwalaan nyo na siya ngayon as clarified by the chair. So, are you saying that pinapaliwanaan nyo na ngayon without issuing a subpoena to Las Cañas and verifying it with him?
Hindi po nag-issue ng subpoena kay Las Cañas, pero meron pong naging verification process.
Alright. But not with Las Cañas. Who is the author of that document?
As and answered po, Your Honor.
The presiding officer would like to remind the witness to kindly avoid making a ruling for and behalf of the presiding officer.
Pasensya na po, Your Honor.
But the gentleman would have been correct. The presiding officer would have said the same thing. Thank you for saving me the trouble. But try to avoid that, Director Matiba.
Sorry po, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Una-una gusto po nating kamustahin si Senator Pia Cayetano. Kamusta na po ba, Senator Pia Cayetano? Dahil sa tuwing nagsasalita siya very recently, ay lagi siyang parang hinihingal. At di natin alam kung excitement, anxiety, pero siguro napansin niyo rin na medyo hingal na hingal si Senator Pia sa kanyang pananalita.
Nung mag-umpisa po ang impeachment trial, napag-usapan yung impeachment rules. At may sinabi po si Senator Pia Cayetano na kung kailangang ng special session para pag-usapan yun, edi tawagan ninyo ang Malacanang. Mukha namang very supportive ang Malacanang sa majority. Would you like to comment on that?
Una-una gusto po nating kamustahin si Senator Pia Cayetano. Kamusta na po ba, Senator Pia Cayetano? Dahil sa tuwing nagsasalita siya very recently, ay lagi siyang parang hinihingal. At di natin alam kung excitement, anxiety, pero siguro napansin niyo rin na medyo hingal na hingal si Senator Pia sa kanyang pananalita. Well, anyway, kung yun ang kanyang suggestion, siguro hindi niya na kailangan mag-utos sa iba. Maaari naman niya siguro itong gawin. But sinasabi niya na ang Pangulo ay suportado ang majority. Nagsalita po ang Pangulo. Sa isang panayam, kung di tayo nagkakamali ay sa kapihan, sinabi naman niya na kung anuman ang isinasagawa ang nagiging desisyon sa Senado, ito naman ay kanyang susuportahan. At ito naman, ang desisyon naman, ang nagwawagi lagi ay kung anong sinasabi ng majority. So, susuportahan po ng Pangulo, unang-una po because of the separation of powers, but susuportahan po ang ginagawa ng Senado as long as those activities are within the bounds of law. So, di naman po niya susuportahan ang desisyon ng majority kung ito ay mayroong pag-uutos para sa isang lock and load order, ang pag-ayon sa pagpapaputok ng isang General Aplaska at hindi din naman po siya sasang-ayon sa isang pagpapatakas sa katulad po ni Senator Bato. Mga gawain malamang na mayorya pero hindi po yan sasang-ayunan ng Pangulo. So basta tama lang po at naaayon sa batas, naaayon sa proseso, na naaayon sa jurisprudence, yan naman po ay susuportahan ng Pangulo.
Next question po, Tristan Nodalo, Newswatch Plus.
Good afternoon, Yusek. The death threat made by the Vice President against President Marcos became one of the central issues in yesterday's trial. Did the President watch that portion of the proceedings kasi it directly concerns him? And somehow, yung pagsasailalim ba nito under an impeachment trial validated the President's previous statement na hindi dapat baliwalain yung ganitong klaseng mga remarks or rhetoric?
Katulad ng aking binanggit, hindi naman po nagmo-monitor ang Pangulo para panoorin ito dahil marami po mga meetings na inatin ng Pangulo. Kasama na po dyan yung EDC at marami pa pong mga pagpupulong. So, at itong pagbabanta sa buhay ng Pangulo na isinagawa ng Vice Presidente, hindi na po ito bagong news. Matagal na po at nakita na rin po natin kung ano ang naging tugon ng Pangulo patungkol sa pagbabanta sa buhay niya sa pamamagitan ng pakikipag-usap ng Vice Presidente sa isang assassin. So, nagkaroon ng hearing kahapon para patunayan ito. Sa ating pagkakaalam, hindi ito dininay ng Vice Presidente. At ang kanyang depensa lamang dito ay freedom of expression. So, walang pagtanggi, walang pagpapasinungaling sa akusasyong totoo niyang pinagbantaan ang buhay ng Pangulo.
During the opening of the impeachment trial, the defense team of the Vice President argued that this proceeding seeks to overturn the will of more than 32 million voters. Sabi pa po ng defense, the Vice President received more votes than the President and any member of the House prosecution panel. From your perspective, should the number of votes affect itong, kumbaga yung, does it have any bearing in an impeachment trial?
Kung yun ang susundin natin na reason o argumento, ibig mong sabihin kahit na 100% ng mga Pilipino ang boboto sa isang public servant, pwede rin siyang gumawa ng mga impeachable offenses. Dahil malaki naman yung boto niya eh. So wag nang pansinin yung mga impeachable offenses na di umano nagawa kasi binoto siya ng milyon o trilyon ng mga Pilipino sa Pilipinas. So, hindi po ito tamang argumento, kaya nga po meron tayong provision sa Constitution ng impeachment. Dahil ito lamang po ang paraan na maaari makapagpatalsik sa isang public servant na umubuso ng kapangyarihan at nagsagawa ng mga impeachable offenses. Hindi po usapan ito ng numero ng mga bumoto. Ang usapan po dito ay accountability, transparency, at of course, sinasabi natin dapat, kung liable ka, managot ka.
Follow-up question po kay Let Narciso.
Quick follow-up lang, ma'am. Sabi niyo po ay hindi nagmo-monitor si Presidente, pero binanggit niyo rin po na malalaman niya rin naman sa balita yung mga nangyayari. So, how did he feel about this? Did he say anything? How did he react?
Sa ngayon, ganyan nag-meeting po kami, hindi po, wala po siya nabanggit patungkol po dito.
Next question po. Heidi Sompang, FEBC, DZAS.
Good afternoon, Yusek. Nakarating na po ba sa impormasyon ng Malacanang yung sinasabi pong impeachment plot against Ombudsman Remulla? At ano po ang posisyon dito ng Palasyo or ng Pangulo?
Sa pagkakataon pong yan, hindi pa rin po namin na pag-uusapan. Hindi po siya nagiging issue sa ngayon, sa mga meetings po ng Pangulo. Sa ngayon din po ay, hindi ko po alam kung meron na po bang kopya ng complaint o parang naibabalita lang ito. Dahil alam ko na ibalita ito, pero parang wala pa po yatang complaint na nailalabas. So, hindi pa po maaari magkaroon ng reaksyon ang palasyo dahil parang ito ay naibalita lamang at wala pang konkretong ebidensya kung may magsasampa man o wala.
Thank you, Yusek.
Next question po, Samuel Medinilla, Business Mirror.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Magtatanong lang po kami ng Palace reaction regarding dun sa latest labor force survey results na binalita po kanina ng PSA.
Atin din pong nakausap mismo ang tungkol dito dahil nakita po kahit pa nagkaroon po talaga ng pagbaba ng sa employment rate dahil ito po naman ay talagang inasahan dahil nga po naging reason ang global oil crisis. Kahit po sa parte ng agrikultura, although hindi po natin alam, may naibalita rin po ang PSA, na merong bumaba na employment patungkol po sa agrikultura. Pero tinitignan din po ito ni Secretary Kiko Laurel, anong sektor? Dahil talaga pong malaki rin po ang naging epekto ng naging kaguluhan sa Middle East, sa ating mga kababayan. Kaya nga po tuloy-tuloy ang pagtulong at pagbibigay ng ayuda sa ating mga kababayan dahil inaasahan po talaga na maaapektuhan ang mga employment ng ating mga kababayan.
Follow-up lang, ma'am. Napag-usapan po kaya ito during po dun sa sa EDCO meeting po kahapon? At saka kung may naging marching orders po ba si President Marcos during the meeting regarding po sa labor force survey?
Hindi po siya napag-usapan in particular dahil even before po na nagkaroon po ng kaguluhan sa Middle East ay nagiging parte na po ito ng usapan para po maibsan nga po yung impact sa ating mga kababayan at sinisiguro po na yung iba na hindi agad makakapagtrabaho, halimbawa po yung mga mangingisda dahil nga po sa taas ng crudo at the time, although nabibigyan sila ng ayuda, pero hindi naman kakayanin lahat, no? Na kumbaga araw-araw or monthly or ang pagtulong sa pagbibigay ng mas mababang cost ng fuel. So may mga mangingisda tayong apektado at since hindi naman sila makapangisda ay wala rin po talaga sa mga warehouse na maaaring magdulot ng pagkakakitaan. So yung iba nating mga miyembro ng agrikultura, instead na sila ay manatili na farmer or mangingisda, minsan during that time ay lumilipat ng ibang maaaring pagkakitaan. Lumilipat sila ng isang ibang lugar or ibang posisyon na pwede silang kumita.
May na-mention po kaya yung DepEd kung paano pwedeng ma-address yung mataas na unemployment rate sa susunod na buwan po? Mga susunod na buwan.
Yes, hindi naman po ito pinababayaan. Lagi po itong minomonitor ng ahensya ng gobyerno at marami pong ginagawa dahil nga po, although sinasabi natin na sa ngayon ito yung nararamdaman because of the oil crisis, nandun pa rin po yung interventions ng government para po kahit papano ay maibsan nga ang impact nitong nararanasan natin. Na hanggang ngayon po ay nandyan pa rin po. But still, hindi nagpapabaya ang gobyerno para kahit papano ay makapagbigay tayo ng ayuda sa ating mga kababayan.